Buried alive, an ancient terror, one that haunts the darkest corners of the human mind. But what if I told you this nightmare became a chilling reality for a 3-year-old boy in Ireland? In 1848, during the Great Irish Famine, a boy named Tom Guerin was buried alive. And somehow, against all odds, he lived to tell the tale. The year was 1848, a year that marked one of the most devastating periods in Ireland's history, the Great Famine. Over 1 million souls were lost to starvation and disease, and the dead were often buried in such haste that the line between life and death blurred. The story of Tom Guerin, a 3-year-old who was buried alive, is perhaps the most shocking and bizarre tale to emerge from this era. During the height of the famine, with bodies piling up faster than they could be buried, mass graves became the norm. Respect for the dead was a luxury that the living could no longer afford. Coffins were reused, bodies dumped unceremoniously into the ground, and in the frenzy of survival, horrifying mistakes were made. Mistakes like the one that almost claimed the life of young Tom Guerin. Tom Guerin was presumed dead, likely from starvation or one of the rampant diseases of the time. His small, frail body was placed in a mass grave in Skibbereen, County Cork, one of the regions hardest hit by the famine. But during the hurried burial, a gravedigger's spade struck the coffin, shattering the wood. And that's when something unimaginable happened. There are 2 versions of what happened next. Some say that the gravedigger heard a faint cry from within the coffin and, horrified by the realization, frantically dug Tom out, saving him from certain death. But others, including Tom himself, tell a different story, one of almost superhuman survival. Tom claimed that the pain of the spade striking his legs jolted him awake. Despite his broken limbs, he clawed his way out of the grave with nothing but his sheer will to live. Picture this, a terrified 3-year-old buried alive, fighting his way back to the surface in total darkness. The desperation, the unimaginable terror, the sheer determination that must have driven him to survive. What we know for sure is that Tom Guerin survived. He lived to tell his tale, though the scars of his ordeal never left him. His legs were permanently crippled, a constant reminder of the grave he escaped. Tom became a well-known figure in West Cork, often referring to himself with a mix of gallows humor as the boy who rose from the dead. His story, though tragic, was also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In his later years, Tom appealed to the local workhouse for assistance, penning a verse that captured his remarkable survival.
I rose from the dead in the year 48, when a grave at the abbey had near been my fate. Since then, for subsistence I have done all my best, though one shoe points eastward and the other points west.
His story, preserved in the collective memory of Ireland, is more than just a tale of horror. It's a narrative of survival, resilience, and the thin veil that separates life from death. The Irish Potato Famine, with all its horrors, also brought forth stories of incredible human endurance. Tom's story, one where myth and reality seem to intertwine, continues to captivate because it speaks to a primal fear, the fear of being buried alive, and the incredible capacity of the human spirit to survive against all odds. While some skeptics argue that Tom's tale has been embellished over time, the essence of his story, survival in the face of death, remains undeniable. Whether he dug himself out or was rescued by horrified gravediggers, one thing is certain. Tom Guerin was buried alive, and he lived to tell the tale. And that, in itself, is nothing short of miraculous. Tom Guerin's story is more than just a tale of terror. It's a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Whether it was fate, luck, or something else entirely that saved him, Tom Guerin's story will continue to be told for generations, a reminder of the resilience we all possess even in the darkest of times. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. Until next time, explore the mysteries that lurk in the shadows, with us, in the Forbidden Vault.